as we turned on the camera, my dog Henry here had his entire head in Terry's purse, and he was getting a boundary lecture. So anyway, I think we can just leave that in.
I think so.
Physical boundaries, absolutely.
And you know, boundaries are really interesting because so many people don't have them, aren't given them as children or taught them, and we don't even know it. I would love to have you sort of speak to that a little bit. You're a therapist.
Oh, that's right, I'm the
therapist.
therapist.
Yeah.
Boundaries. I was saying to Terry earlier that usually with boundaries, people don't realize they've even been crossed until they feel really uncomfortable, angry, hurt, ready to rip your head off. And I think that something that we could all benefit from is learning how to stop those intrusions out here before they get so close to us emotionally and physically.
And how do we do that? I mean, we talked earlier about the whole aura thing and the idea, which is an interesting, if nothing else, it puts you in a moment and makes you conscious of just, this is my space. But deeper, how do we start doing this, especially for adults? I mean, we're in our 40s.
Speak for yourself. I'm trying and working at it.
Oh.
How do you do that? That's a good question. I always think about how I try to do it, and then I think about what other people do, but I think it's individual, and I think being aware of it is the big piece. And paying attention to your body, because your body will tell you when things are inappropriate, and when people are too close, and when people are being inappropriate with you. But most of the time, things go so quickly, we just don't feel good. And then later on, we stop and think about, whoa, that was inappropriate. And there's nothing wrong with coming back later and saying, that was inappropriate.
And it's not just sexual stuff we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about physical, emotional, all of it, internal and external. I don't think people get the permission to protect themselves, especially women. I mean, we're not taught it's okay to say, hey, you're standing a little close to me, I'm uncomfortable right now.
Because that can be turned around. Oh, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
You're uptight.
Good boundaries.
Relax.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And
then you start to ask yourself, what kind of a perpetrator are you talking to? That's exactly how that works.
well, that would be a question you might ask, but something else, like myself, now a little bit different, but myself might have gone, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Not until in my 40s did I get to the point where it was like,
Back off.
Yeah, not doing it.
yeah.
Putting your hands up in front of you is a huge one. It lets everybody around you know that you're not feeling comfortable as well as the person coming at you. Just that physical boundary. Emotionally, it's case by case. It's person by person. I think we teach people how to treat us. So if you let people in initially, they're going to keep coming until you tell them to stop. And that's your responsibility. And most people, setting boundaries is like getting your teeth scraped. It's not something you look forward to in life. But
No.
once you do it more and more, it gets to be second nature. And it becomes comfortable. It seems like you're supposed to.
Do you think that men really do set boundaries easier than women?
Absolutely, because they're socialized so much different than we are. They're more competitive with each other, and they're more, I think they're just kind of go back to caveman days. They're out there fighting, hunting, gathering, and yeah, you have to set boundaries or you die. So I think that comes back in where we are now.
So while women are more nurturing and
Caring.
more the kind that, encompasses,
You can still be nurturing, but see, I think that's a misnomer.
Yeah.
You can be loving, caring, nurturing, and have boundaries for yourself. I think you have to do that too, especially when you said as kids we don't learn it.
Yeah.
If they don't see us do it for ourselves, how are our children going to learn it?
Right.
Well, and not every kid is having the luck, and it's not luck, it's very concerted on your part, of being taught the boundaries the way Terry describes her own daughter. And I think every time I get a story about, because she tells pretty funny stories about her kid, and how it's coming back, how she regurgitates it and puts it into practice and how gratifying. But I think every time she tells me one of those stories about how lucky that little girl is.
Oh, that's so sweet. I keep thinking I'm totally screwing this kid up. I'm totally screwing this kid up.
Even the therapist thinks so.
I mean, of course, because they mirror back all of you. Whatever you're doing, they're going to mirror back. And so when you see it, you go, how do I contribute to this? Because you are. I'm sorry, don't want to freak parents in the world out. But
No,
it's
freak
true.
them out,
It's
please.
true.
Yeah.
Freak them out.
Yeah.
And so teaching her boundaries is huge for me because I didn't get taught good boundaries as a kid. I let people move in on me, and it took me a long time to learn that myself. So when you ask me that question, I go, boundaries, okay, wait a minute, let me think.
Yeah.
It's not as instinctive yet as it even could be.
Mm.
But I am paying more attention to my reactions to people. I think we all do it instinctively, but we don't pay attention to it. I think you know when the hair on the back of your neck stands up that that's just not somebody you really want to be hanging around with. And human beings are the only animals on earth that will go into danger even though they sense it. We will still move forward. Every other animal on earth goes, oh, I don't think so. See ya.
Higher intelligence
How
by us.
interesting is
Yeah.
that? Well, yeah. And then it's the whole higher intelligence thing. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's true, and I hadn't thought about that
It's
before.
like, ooh, smells dangerous, feels dangerous, something's not right here. Let me go outside and get in my car at 12 o'clock at night. Hello. Yeah, no.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where to go.
Oh, it's
So,
okay. It's okay. Are you afraid we're gonna get into your issues?
yeah.
Hey, I'll be gentle.
Yeah, it's
It's actually seriously. And it's not because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to say this.
it would be really perfect if you cried. That would like make the segment.
Well, then it would be Oprah.
Oh, right.
Or
exactly.
no, Barbara
She's
Walters.
Dr. Phil.
No,
He doesn't do cry.
he bugs me.
Yeah,
That's
he's
good
kind of
too.
irritating.
Yeah, he irritates me
How's
quite a
that
bit.
working?
Does he? There's a question.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta remember, that was a nice segue. Dr. Phil has a whole bunch of people who interview people before they take the MMPI to make sure they're not ravingly mentally not healthy. I mean, we're not working with severely emotionally disturbed people with Dr. Phil. These are people with clear issues and they're pretty obvious and clear. A lot of people that interview these people beforehand to make sure they're not going to lose their minds on stage, and he just hits. It's an awareness thing again. He wants to show you that people are suffering from these things, and that's normal because we all are, which is good.
Yeah.
And then he pokes around and says, "Well, you really wish you would because you can't."
You know, that actually brings up something that happened. What was that on the Jenny Jones show?
Oh
Many years
yeah,
ago,
the
remember
chair
when that-
throwing and the
Well,
breaking the nose and
the guy-
was there a murder?
the guy
It was a
killed
murder.
his-
Yeah, after
Yeah.
a gate crush was revealed
Right,
and
right.
all
Yeah.
of that, and there was a lawsuit. I think she eventually won, didn't she?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's done a lot to destigmatize mental health issues and treating them and getting help, because if you notice on his show, he's always moving people into ways they can get help. So he's kind of
Well,
like the
that's
initial
true.
interview.
I just find it annoying.
Yeah, you just like his personality.
I don't.
And that's fine. That's okay.
He's the
It's
main
okay. No. What?
This could be a changing day in your life.
Or not.
Thank you.
Or not. I mean, it's kind of one of those two. This was an interesting conversation, and I just wanted to shed some light on what a good therapist is like. I think Terry's really great. But I want to end up. I want you
paid
to.
her for that.
I want you to redeem my butt here.
Okay.
Does everybody that needs to go and talk to somebody or who can benefit from it, are we all just beyond hope, or is it a pretty normal thing and should more of us be doing it? Validate me, validate me.
Yeah.
Approval seeking much?
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I think the world would be a lot healthier and happier. That's why I do this work. Because everything we do ripples out into the world. You're happier and healthier and stronger. And you go out in the world and you're nicer to people and you do more things and you contribute more energy and it just flows. Yeah, absolutely.
I think I
need
need
to talk to
told I
somebody.
need help.
I feel better that everybody does.
I think
Oh,
so.
I think so.
I did. We all,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Terri Taylor, we appreciate you
Thank
taking
you.
the time to come up here and sit and chat with us and let us poke and ask you the questions. Ha ha ha.